Hey, what's up, everybody? The VC here, coming at you with another video here. Anything and everything, nothing's off the table. Only thing is that I'm off the cuff. Oh, that's right, because, anything can go. As long as I guess YouTube doesn't try to hold me down, because that's the only thing that could really happen here. That's why I'm the cleaner here, 'cause I like to clean up the mess that's out there, and that's what it's all about, anything and everything. Let's just get to it. All right, enough of this stuff here. So, last couple of days, I've been kind of just letting things just kind of be. I didn't put out anything yesterday. Plus, I had to play the same video I had the other day on my other channel just to be back on the same page. I'm on two channels for Rumble and YouTube. And so now that it's reconnected, we're back on the same timeline. Here we are. So, here this is where it's at. All right. So there's been talk about dismissing charges against the mayor of New York City, because as you all know, over the past week, probably like in the last week and a half, if you look at what's been going on, the Pam Bondi, the what do you call it, the government attorney, right? It's not a DA, it's not a district attorney, but you know what I'm talking about. Pam Bondi, all right, the attorney general. There we go. All right, she straight after she got sworn in, she went straight for Chicago, all right, and decided because they're not playing ball and trying to just go along with what the government's doing, which is just deporting illegals, primarily illegal criminals, but illegals, because these sanctuary cities slash states want to protect them for whatever reason. I don't get why you want to protect illegals, all right, let alone illegal criminals. And Chicago doesn't want to play ball, so she has shots fired, Pam Bondi, and said, hey, we're going to start going after these sanctuary states and cities. We're going for the big dogs here. That's what Trump wants. Trump is targeting the big ones, all right? So next up on that list is New York, all right? And pardon me, my throat's still itching from having this like flu I had like a week ago, all right? And it still lingers when it comes to like the congestion and the itchy throat, if anything. But anyhow, so yeah, New York was next on the hit list here when it comes to suing New York. All right, so Pam Bondi went ahead. I put out a video on that the other day. Let me see here if I have that up. I don't know if I have that up. Let's see here. I don't think it's in any order, huh? Or is it? I guess it's not there, huh? There we go. New York government. So that was a couple days ago. So New York government. I'm sorry. U.S. government took back 80 million from New York and sued New York City. All right. So I did that a couple days ago. Cover that in the last video I did. All right. So that's that. And from there, earlier in the week, there was chatter about dropping charges against the mayor for his dirty deeds, all right? But I think it's because he's playing ball with Trump, and that's the reason why Trump pushed the issue of just, we're going to drop charges against him. For whatever reason, the DOJ from the Biden administration went after him. And the Biden administration was going after people that wasn't playing along with the Democrat script. Even though New York City is a sanctuary city and it's a Democratic script, he kind of went along with it And then at the same time, he was going against it, right? Because he kept on being a thorn in Biden's side. So Biden said, you know what? I'm going to send the FBI to raid your home. All right, to send a message that if you're not on the same page with Biden, he's going to go after you, right? And he did that with Eric Adams here in New York, all right, as a way to say, you know what? We're gonna go after you because you're not playing by the rules here. So
You give eye exams.
Trump went in and said, you know what? Since Eric Adams wants to play ball now, because he's really kind of going along with the idea of letting Trump do the work of getting illegals out, right? So Eric Adams doing his part as contribution to Trump's deportation plans, right? And what's interesting too is that with that, I think he's doing it as a way to protect himself, right? Not go to jail, not get hemmed up. Be like, hey, you know what? I think it's better to just go along with what Trump's doing than going against it, because I'm not going to be put in handcuffs. I'm not going to go to prison. Screw all that. And so that's why he's playing by the rules with Trump. And Trump's, giving back the favor by saying, hey, you know what? Let's try to get these charges dropped.
Fresh start.
So let's see what we
Better
got.
Vision, healthy eyes. Everybody
what we got
wants
going
that.
on over
Hero
here.
Doc saves vision.
All right, some bullshit ads. Always doing that, Man, YouTube's been going crazy with the ads lately.
Justice Department tonight officially filing a motion to dismiss those federal corruption charges against the mayor. But now a judge has to sign off on all of that, and that is not a done deal. Meanwhile, the mayor's...
Because all these woke cities are stepping up, and they're not on the same page with Trump. All these woke cities, judges that is, they are really trying to slow the process, and they're so woke that they're doing everything they can to be anti-Trump. So for example, I think it was in Georgia. Was it Georgia? It might have been Georgia, where they just recently blocked, I guess, some sort of plan that Trump implemented, and Georgia said, "Nah, we're not going to go along with that script." And one of the judges struck that down. So that's kind of an ongoing dispute on that one.
spent the day defending himself and trying to convince New Yorkers he can still do his job. Here's Stefan Kim.
Yeah, let's
Mounting
see.
calls
Let's see
tonight for embattled Mayor Eric Adams to step aside, with once loyal allies turning against him. The mayor now taking a barrage of friendly fire from within his own party.
He's going to have to make the case
Fuck
to New Yorkers
Hakeem
that he still has the capacity to behave as an independently elected
soft,
official,
man. You're soft.
not someone who's taking
here.
orders or who is on a short leash relative to the Department of Justice.
The top Democrat in the House, Hakeem Jeffries, stopping short of calling for the mayor's ouster. But when asked if Adams is compromised...
This is your own people. Your own Democrat. Your own skin. Black. And it's funny how anybody that doesn't go along with the Democrat, liberal, progressive script, all of a sudden you're an enemy. Isn't that crazy? Look at Lindy Lee, right? She was a Democrat. I mean, she was a hardcore Democrat. And the minute she started asking questions, man, they just barraged her with unfriendly fire, man. They wanted to just really outright destroy her. And Republicans have opened up with open arms to Lindy Lee. I did a video on Lindy Lee the other day. She was the person that collected all the campaign donations for the Democrat Party. And the minute she asked questions like, what happened? Because they failed, right? Over $1.5 billion and still lost the election. And yet, You know, she asked questions like, "Hey, what did we do wrong here? What's up with that?" They were like, they just booted her out. And they're about to do the same with Eric Adams right now, which supposedly they're supposed to be, you know, for the minorities, right? And but how can that be? This is your own people. But they want to ask him to step aside because he's not playing along the progressive line no more.
Jeffries calling it a, quote, legitimate question.
There is a prosecutorial gun being put to the head of the elected mayor of the city of New York. That's deeply disturbing.
Congress member Richie Torres, who is widely believed to be considering challenging Governor Hochul next year, going even further, putting Hochul at the center of the political pressure cooker. Hochul has the power to remove the mayor.
She's a
The
bitch
governor
too.
said she's carefully reviewing it. I'm not clear what she's reviewing.
He's just, what do you call those people? Those people, he's just a scavenger. I guess you could say we could call him a scavenger, because what he's trying to do is he's trying to be on the Hochul script, right? The Governor Hochul script, and push for the ouster of Eric Adams, so you can have this woke piece of shit Democrat step in and be like, yeah, I'm going to be the one to be the mayor now. Put me in. All right? Fuck him too.
You know, we have the former acting U.S. attorney publicly stating that she saw firsthand a quid pro quo between the mayor of New York and the Trump administration. That, to me, is grounds for removal. It's unacceptable.
Then
Fuck
there's
outta
the
here,
state
man.
Senate's second highest
You're a
ranking
straight
Democrat.
bitch. That dude's a straight bitch. Because all he's trying to do is weasel himself in. That's what he's doing. He's just trying to weasel himself in to be the next mayor. So that's why he's trying to push for it. Fuck him too, man. Little weasel.
Who says the city is better off without Eric Adams. State Senator Michael Giannaris says the mayor should resign, and if he doesn't, he should be removed by the governor.
The governor should resign because she's a woke piece of shit that's driving New York to the ground because of all the bullshit. Lying after lying. She's just as bad as Gavin Newsom. Talking about the New York subway system safe. Then you have the congestion tolls to come inside Manhattan and all that. Get the fuck out of here, man. All money grabs. All because they overspent their budget and their system's a failure when it comes to the train system, because they've lost so much money and overspent money in their system. I mean, their whole state is a mess. For New York, that is. And she sucks. She's terrible. She's just as bad as Gavin Newsom. They should all be forced out. But I think they should be criminally arrested for aiding and abetting the illegals into those states as sanctuary states. So I'm all for that.
Governor.
Most New Yorkers do not want Donald Trump running New York City, and that's what's happening effectively right now.
And if that's the public discussion swirling around the mayor's fate, just imagine the conversations behind closed doors.
There's discussions going on the state level. There's a number of discussions going on the local level and private discussions.
The mayor's political fate.
Yeah, fuck her too. Then that's the, what's her name, Letitia James, the Attorney General. I'm sorry, she's the DA in New York, and she weaponized herself and the DOJ, Department of Justice, as weaponization to go after Trump. She campaigned on that, and you dummies voted for her too, you know, so you guys are just a bunch of rubes.
Apparently at a breaking point, with the lead prosecutor on his case stepping down today, telling DOJ, I expect you will eventually find someone who is enough of a fool or enough of a coward to file your motion, but it was never going to be me. This resignation, part of an exodus of federal prosecutors refusing to sign their name on a motion to dismiss the charges. The mayor in a statement tonight saying, I want to be crystal clear with New Yorkers. I never offered, nor did anyone offer on my behalf, any trade of my authority as your mayor for an end to my case. Never. The statement goes on to say, I'm solely beholden to the 8.3 million New Yorkers that I represent, and I will always put this city first. Now, we must put this difficult episode behind us. Meanwhile, on Fox News...
And it's funny because now that he's waking up from being woke, and realizing, you know what? Well, he's been kind of doing that, right? He's been doing that for a while when he was asking the Biden administration, hey, man, we can't be doing this forever here, man. You gotta kick back some money here. He was really bugging Biden for more funding and all that stuff, which Biden wasn't gonna do. And so he was like, man, we can't be doing this shit forever. And then when Biden didn't continue to go for that re-election and saw the writing on the wall that, hey, Trump's going to reverse course, Eric Adams would be like, you know what, I'm going to reverse course too. You know, get these people out of here.
This morning, the mayor appearing alongside border czar Tom Homan in this uncomfortable moment.
Governor Hochul is an embarrassment of the position she holds. Governor Hochul, she needs to be removed. Everybody needs to be removed. Needs to be her.
She has her role. I have my role.
The Reverend Al Sharpton, meanwhile.
Yeah, there is this push for the governor to fire or remove Eric Adams as mayor of New York. I don't know if she has the ability to do that. I don't know. That's kind of I don't know. Can governors do that? That's an interesting question. I don't know if governors can actually fire mayors or remove mayors.
Well, says he will be convening a meeting over the weekend with top black elected officials to weigh their next move. Sharpton says the mayor is being blackmailed by Trump. Stefan Cam, Channel 7.
Wait, what is that? Who's being blackmailed by Trump? Let me hear that again. Oh, Sharpton. Fuck out of here, Sharpton. That dude's a straight up grifter, man. Always trying to just look for ways to scheme and get money. Alright, so get the fuck out of here. Al Sharpton, man. All these fools, man. Fuck, man. Piss me off to hear that shit. Sharpton, man, he's garbage. Just like that whole Costco thing that he was trying to do with trying to get a buy-in. You know how they have a boycott, right? So they're trying to do a boycott, I guess, to buy stuff from Costco and all that stuff, and it didn't amount to anything except for just weird publicity, right? Because no one bought anything, which was pretty funny. I should just show footage of that for showing how stupid Al Sharpton is. All right, let me see if I can find that real quick. Let me show you how idiotic Al Sharpton was on that. Alright, let me just do that. Let's see here. Al Sharpton, Costco, right? With a stupid ass boycott. Alright, it didn't do nothing. It backfired. Alright, what an idiot. See, the DEI plan backfires on Costco. Yeah, that's right, it did. Look at that. Everybody's talking about how it backfired. Alright, so yeah, get out of here, man. Fucking garbage. Alright, let's play this little shorts real quick here. I'll just play this real quick.
At Costco, shop at Costco.
Not hurt them.
Fuck out of here, man. Fucking grifter.
Dude, Mayor Sharpton
took like $500,000 just before he did his interview with Kamala Harris. Because she can't even get support. She has to buy support from people. Even her own kind, Al Sharpton, right?
I want to say thank you to Mayor Baraka, to the Congresswoman, all the mayors are here. You know, DEI is also about the American dream. It's also about second chances. And the population that I have the privilege of working with, people coming home, veterans coming home.
All they did was just went into Costco and took up space because they didn't buy nothing, all right? Plus, I don't even know how they got in without a membership, because you got to have a membership to go into Costco. So I don't even know how they even got away with getting inside unless they just allow Al Sharpton to walk in because he's Al Sharpton. All right, so yeah, it was pretty funny stuff. Backfired, all right? Yeah, he's garbage. Because they didn't buy anything. That was the whole thing of it. Let me play the Cartier family real quick, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Some funny shit.
Some of them specifically choosing Costco after other companies ditched their diversity, equity, and inclusion policies. Brittany Miller.
Our communities
will be against us, so all of them make the mark.
Buying into this, like I feel like Al Sharpton ideology are it's good. Black people flock. Money. Oh, niggas just What nigga do you see have any item in their hand? It's niggas with carts back there. Oh, I shouldn't say the N-word. It's people with carts
walking
back there.
around. Look at that. They went in Costco, bought nothing.
Look,
walking
he holding
straight
up
out.
his shirt. He proud. It's my set. Look, she buying stuff.
All
She
they
got a cart
did
full of
was
stuff.
crowding up,
She might be
taking up space in Costco.
I just don't understand how they. And they walk straight through.
Watch this.
They did all this. They did all this to not shop. He said, "Please go spend some money, please."
And that's what happened out here in the parking lot.
He looked like Fleece Johnson.
The story will be you all didn't shop. Go back and shop.
And like everybody just like continue to walk forward. Nothing, anyways.
Spend $5 for this. They don't have Costco cards. They can't shop.
We'll see you on the way back. We need you to go in and shop, please.
Oh man, I just can't take this shit serious.
And who went to go? Who turned back?
Nobody.
Nobody turned around.
Like what she do. I'm sorry, like physically.
Nobody turned around and went back. See, that's how Al Sharpton is, right? Just a grifter, publicity, bullshit. All right, that's all he cared about was just publicity. He didn't care about this whole thing here. He just cared about just trying to look good, and it didn't look good at all. It was a bad look. All right, so yeah, fuck out of here, man. All right, so that's what happened there. Try to dismiss. They try to file charges or file a motion to dismiss charges. I mean, it's just some stuff here, right? And you saw that prosecutors step down because I guess they don't want to put their name on dismissing it. All right, well, that's fine. Someone's going to dismiss them because look at it here. Let me see if I still have that page. Oh, damn, I didn't have that page up. Let me see if I still have, if I can pull up that page again here. Because, let me see.
Now, at Verizon.
Because look at this right here.
Well, it does if you take it out of context. That's talking about where they're at on the
charges against
immigration
them are
issue.
weak
That
anyways.
bluntly is not a new thing with Eric Adams. And I don't agree with Eric Adams on a number of issues. But his view on immigration is not new and is closer in some ways to the Trump administration than to a lot of the rest of us in New York City. Look, I think the bottom line here is, yes, what happened in Washington, deeply troubling, sends all sorts of dangerous signals. Eric Adams has a chance to put the lie to that by showing independence from the Trump administration.
You think he's going to show independence
now?
now?
He announced today that they're going to sue the Trump administration on withholding the FEMA funding over the migrant hotels. That's a good start. I think Eric Adams should call him as he sees him. When he agrees with Trump, that's his right as an elected official. When he disagrees, take him on. That's the way he can show that he's doing his job. That's separate from the very valid point you're raising about the Justice Department process itself. We should not be satisfied with. We should see great warning signs in that.
One of those prosecutors who resigned was said that Eric Adams' own lawyers were negotiating in front of her for a quid pro quo deal.
And I can't believe that, honestly.
You don't believe it?
No. I know some of his lawyers. They're very professional people. They're not either immoral enough or stupid enough to negotiate a quid pro quo in front of Justice Department lawyers. That doesn't sound right to me.
And you don't think, knowing that they could file those charges anytime because they're not being dismissed with prejudice, they can still be refiled anytime. You don't think the minute Eric Adams does something that doesn't please the Trump administration, those charges will reappear?
I think that could be a danger, but I don't think it changes the fact he has an obligation as mayor to stand up for the people in New York City and show that that's what his first priority is.
I don't think Trump is like that, though.
All right.
Elizabeth,
Steve.
If
I don't
can
think
make
Trump's
a point,
like that,
please,
though.
I commend this attorney for resigning. And the reason is because he works for the President of the United States, because the American people hired President Trump to be the leader of the executive branch. And all of the employees of the executive branch, they must be accountable to someone,
yeah, but
not
Steve,
to themselves.
he says that President Trump is that this is unethical. That's why he's resigning. And by the way,
and again,
let me just finish one thing. These people, these prosecutors, these federal prosecutors who resigned, are dyed pure, conservatives. Members of the Federalist Society, clerks to Antonin Scalia, John Roberts, Brett Kavanaugh. Yeah. They were conservative, well-respected prosecutors who all said this stinks.
Elizabeth, if you disagree that vehemently with the president, to whom you answer and are accountable because of the will of the American people, then I think you have an obligation to resign. And I commend him for that. But regarding the tactics here, by the way, this is not unusual for prosecutors to do at all. Even when prosecutors have a defendant who is very clearly guilty, very often they will forego prosecution if there is a higher prosecutorial or law enforcement aim. And in the judgment of the Trump administration, there is a far more important issue of hundreds of thousands, literally hundreds of thousands of illegal aliens in the New York area, many of whom are known criminals, very, very dangerous people. And the Trump administration has said, we have a higher priority here, and Mayor Adams is willing to assist us in this critical task of safety for the citizens of New York. Therefore, we will forego this prosecution. It's something prosecutors do all the time. Somebody gets a deal because the prosecutors want something more.
Okay, Nomi, I see you shaking here. You got 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Chaotic administration. I mean, this mayor should have been focused on key issues critical to this city in the last 4 years, and instead he's been incredibly distracted by stupid moves, in my opinion, that he has made in terms of who he's chosen as his team, who have also been indicted, and some have pled guilty to corruption.
It feels like one scandal after
one scandal after another. Do I think that he should?
That's part of the Democrat script with. The corruption part of it, right? Because they're all about the money, man. They're money grubbers. That's what Democrats are. They're corrupt. All right, so I can see what she's talking about, but I think the fine line that Eric Adams is on right now is because of the fact that he's flipping the script and playing ball with Trump is the only reason why he's being saved right now, or else he would have been just straight up hemmed up. And that's what I think, and I think Trump would have hemmed him up easily.
I think that activists in the city should think very long and hard about that, who are coming together right now and saying he needs to step down, because we do have a mayoral race, and next in line is a person that we've all been protesting who could potentially win, which is Andrew Cuomo, and I don't think it'll be much better.
Very quickly, Mayor de Blasio, do you think that Governor Hochul will pressure him to resign, or tell him he needs to step down? Because there are increasing calls today.
Thanks so much for watching.
Hochul needs to step down. All right, so, and speaking of aiding and abetting illegals, how about this one right here?
When one of these things comes to your backyard, you can
a bangable
resist.
AOC, but
and
she's still aiding and abetting illegals.
Over millions of people is that you generate enough friction that they cannot go as fast as they want to go. Make sure that you are slowing down this system.
AOC's office advising migrants on how to avoid deportations. That was a live webinar. Trump border czar Tom Homan now issuing a warning to AOC.
I sent an email today to the Deputy Attorney General. At what level is that impediment? Is that impeding our law enforcement efforts? If so, what are we going to do about it? Is she crossing the line? So I'm working with the Department of Justice and finding out where is that line that they cross. So maybe AOC is going to be in trouble now. Sanctuary cities, they want to step aside. We're coming. We're going to do it for you. If you don't want to make your community safer, President Trump's going to.
Congressman Carlos Jimenez from House Homeland Security joins me now, and it's great.
AOC represents like the Bronx and all that in New York, and she don't do jack shit for them. I don't know why they even support her. I think they should just try to find a way to oust her. I think the only reason why she still has a place is because of her squeaky voice and maybe her looks or something. But she's trash anyway. She should just be gone. People complain about how she doesn't even, you don't ever see her out there in the streets saying what's up and all that and doing anything for her community as the representative of her community. So I don't even know. I just think that she's just trying to she's part of the squad, just like that Ilhan Omar chick there, and what's the other one? Carrie Bush and Jamal Bowman, who's no longer there, but he got voted out. Just Bowman's garbage. They're the whole squad's garbage. All right, they're all woke piece of shit, progressive garbage. And Omar should go. AOC should go because Omar only cares about her own country, right? That she came from, like Somalia or something like that. AOC, she don't care about nothing. All right, she tries to act like she cares, but she cares about more of progressive agendas than her own people of New York. It's just sad.
Great to have you on this topic because you watch that video and think, shouldn't she be watching for the safety of her constituents? She's actually advising people who broke the law to come into this country to now break the law if and when they are approached or apprehended.
Yeah, I saw that and I found it very, very troubling that a fellow congressperson would say that and then tell people that when there are ICE agents, agents of the law coming in to do their job, that somehow you need to resist and resist and resist. That's not what we do. We're lawmakers. We're not lawbreakers. And so one of the things that I'm looking at now is, look, we also get security clearances and briefings, et cetera. I think now that we're going to have to take a look at her security level and her security clearance, because could she be using that information also to aid and abet illegal migrants that are trying to evade the law? That's really troubling, and I think she can get herself in hot water with this one.
Absolutely. Then, of course, you've got Sanctuary City, New York City Mayor Eric Adams announcing today he is going to work with ICE. Let's watch this.
When I sat down with him, I saw the cop in him. And he really does want to do the right thing because he is a cop. He's a lifelong cop. As though
he's going to try to sue the Trump administration for the funds. Get the fuck out of here, man. You're going to lose that. Anyways.
He also wants to help find these.
He's only playing ball because he doesn't want to go to prison. All right. That's the only reason why he's playing ball.
Missing children.
People want to hijack this narrative and turn it into a political narrative where we're saying we need to have public safety. This has been an issue I was talking about before the election, spring of 2022. You look at these quotes over and over again. We need to go after these dangerous people in our street. And now I have someone that understands that narrative, and we are fighting together to get it done.
This is important, too. California Governor Gavin Newsom is now vowing to veto a bill that would block California corrections from cooperating with ICE and Trump migrant policies. So now you've got 180 for these two on these issues. For me, it feels like Tom Homan and his crew have just been very forceful. He's almost forcing people to work with him because they realize if they don't, he's coming anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, the job of a mayor is to protect his or her citizens, and Mayor Adams needs to cooperate with ICE. They're looking for the most dangerous elements.
I just don't get why even Newsom's doing the same bullshit as like Holco's. Like, why are you protecting the illegals? I just don't get it, you know? They are a waste of resources. They are a waste of everything. And that's the reason why we're in a budget deficit in California. But yet, you still want to, like, not cooperate with the Trump administration? I hope he's one of the early people to get arrested and shown on TV in handcuffs. All right, and to never, ever get to run for president, because we all know he's going to try to run for president. But politically, he should be damaged anyways because he's trash. And the way he's destroyed California, the way he's handling the wildfires and everything else, the homeless, the bullet train, nowhere, everything about California, Gavin Newsom should just go. That must be a misprint because it says California prison will cooperate with ICE. How are they going to cooperate with ICE? I think that's a misprint there because they're attempting to stop CDCR, which is the Department of Corrections, from holding someone in custody just because ICE requested. And they would keep CDCR from sharing offenders' release date. All right, so that's what he's trying to do in California. All right, and yeah, garbage. That's all I got to say. Let me see what they had to say here.
Governor Gavin Newsom signaled today he will
Lisa Gonzalez, smoking hot.
Not block California's prison system from cooperating with ICE.
KCRA 3 Capitol correspondent Ashley Zavala joins us now in the studio. So, Ashley, what prompted the governor to make this clear?
Well, the governor...
Wait a second. It says All right, this is a day ago, and then he vows to veto a bill that would prevent state prison system from cooperating with ICE. So let's go with the new
I cannot
update.
stress enough, it is extremely rare for the governor to weigh in on a bill before it reaches his desk. But as it pertains to this legislation calling on the state prison system not to cooperate with ICE, the governor did weigh in, hoping to send a strong message. He will veto it. Should the California prison system cooperate with ICE and federal immigration enforcement? That is the very issue Assembly Bill 15 tried to get at when it was originally authored in December. In most cases, it would have prevented the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, or CDCR, from cooperating with ICE in several ways. Chief among them, it would have barred the state prison system from keeping someone in custody when ICE requests the CDCR to do just that. The bill would have also prevented the state prison system from providing ICE with the prisoner's release date and from transferring prisoners directly to ICE custody. But in a rare move, before the bill even had
You would think that you would just allow ICE to take care of business, because think about it. It's money saved and space open in a prison in California, right? Even if ICE say, hey, can you hold him for right now? That's fine. But ICE is going to eventually remove him anyways out of custody. So it's also like, all right,
it's first
because they still got the federal prisons, and they also got Guantanamo, all that stuff, right? So money saved because they're going to eventually be removed out of the California system, right? And that's the whole mantra of Governor Newsom, anyways, is because he loves releasing criminals and closing prisons anyway. So I don't see what the problem is.
Committee hearing, Governor Newsom's office announced he will veto AB 15 or a bill like it if it reaches his desk. The governor's office directing us to this message the governor wrote when he vetoed a similar bill last year. Newsom writing then, quote, I believe current law strikes the right balance on limiting interaction to support community trust and cooperation between law enforcement and local communities. For this reason, I cannot sign this bill.
I think the governor is doing the right thing in this instance, and I disagree with him on a regular basis.
That's the reaction from Republican Assembly member Joe Patterson. He believes the state should cooperate with ICE.
Poll after poll shows that people are concerned about crime. Why would we possibly not work with our federal partners on immigration enforcement for criminals? We're talking about criminals, not a person who's here hardworking. We're talking about people who are in prison.
The governor's office notes since Newsom took office in 2019, the state prison system has notified and coordinated with ICE to transfer 10,588 prisoners into their custody. Prisoners the governor's office says included murderers, rapists, and violent offenders.
They should be deported, and our state should be working with the federal government to get them back out of this country so they can continue to victimize people in this state.
As for the future of AB 15, its main author, Carson Democratic Assemblymember Mike Gibson, said in a statement that he, in his words, introduced AB 15 with the intention of addressing an important issue. But the statement went on to say Gibson is amending the bill to focus on an entirely different issue, cold cases and resources for violent crime victims. Patterson says he was happy to hear the original bill has been changed.
Of course, Democrats changed the bill because the governor said what every Californian thinks, which is this is an extremist policy.
And to be clear, even with Newsom's announcement, California is still what many describe as a sanctuary state, which in most cases prevents local law enforcement from cooperating with ICE. Reporting at the state.
Garbage, man. Anyhow, that's enough of this shit. All right. All this crap going on. We'll keep an eye on the situation in New York. Keep an eye on California, as California has their own mess to deal with. It's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen, as in the next, upcoming days here. There it is. Look at that. New York corruption top federal prosecutor in Manhattan resigns. Yeah, because I guess she didn't want to put her name on dismissing or dropping charges on him. That was the whole thing about it. But anyhow, I think in the end, charges against him will be dropped. I don't think Hochul will push him out. I think there should be a push to get Hochul out. AOC should be arrested for aiding and abetting illegals. Newsom should be arrested as well. He's trash. But anyhow, we'll just we'll see what happens as time goes on. All right, enough for me today. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Subscribe and follow me on Rumble and or YouTube as I do daily content. Other than that, thanks. I'll see you next one.